Welcome to Artistic Dialogues, where we'll be talking about different issues in our society as well as our Southern African region. And today we are lucky enough to be joined by the PowerCom CEO Alisa Amupolo. Alisa, welcome to our dialogue.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you really for the opportunity to share PowerCom's journey.
Well, yeah, everybody wants to hear, especially those across the region. They want to know what is PowerCom, how it started, and maybe if you can start with a brief background of what PowerCom is and how it started and the journey of PowerCom.
Excellent. PowerCom is a subsidiary of Telecom Namibia since 2013. It was previously known as Leo and so on. It has operated as a mobile operator since its entry in the Namibian market. And then fast forward, Telecom Namibia acquired PowerCom. And the strategy at that point was to render fixed mobile convergence services. And henceforth, after that took effect with TN Mobile, they then say, what are we going to do with this beautiful company? And that's when the mandate of PowerCom then changed from a mobile operator to an ICT infrastructure provider. So PowerCom's core mandate is really to build, design infrastructure for operators, and that is ICT operators across the board. So on a day-to-day basis, what PowerCom does is to ensure that mobile operators, the likes of NTC, Telecom Namibia, and even our internet service providers, be it Africa Online, and the new entrants like Paratus and MTN, do have space on the towers so that they can connect their customers. So PowerCom is really on the back end of the value chain, where we provide the passive, which is what we like to say in our telecoms language, passive infrastructure, to enable then clients and the industry itself to connect end user customers like yourself. So like your cell phone that's sitting on that table, it is terminating from a structure like the tower behind us. So essentially we would own the tower, and the clients would then put up a mobile network for you to access data services or voice services. But interestingly, PowerCom also serves what we call non-mainstream industries, which are then anybody who needed point-to-point communications or two-way communications between their hubs. So you can give an example of a Transnamib that just need to monitor their trains. So they also use PowerCom services. Then you have maybe clients like in the security industry who need to monitor motorcade. They are also on our on our towers. Then you would have the civil aviation, for example, that just need to make sure that you are safe up there in the airspace. They also use communication, and they're also on our towers. So the list is endless. But really, what we're here to do is to provide ICT infrastructure. That's really our mission, world-class standard, to really enable connectivity that will enable or result into economic transformation. That's a mouthful.
Oh, yeah. And the issue of connectivity and ICT is actually key in our region. And do you, I don't know, exchange programs with other similar companies like yours in the region to probably share ideas on how best you can have an integrated approach towards attaining your visions and objectives? Do you have such initiatives with other member countries from the SADC?
We've started to talk with peers. I mean, the tower industry itself is very innovative. In Southern Africa or in Sub-Saharan Africa, we've seen quite a lot of global conglomerates entering the market. And that would be your likes of American Tower, Hello's Tower, HTC. So, and that comes in with a merger and acquisition kind of strategy to acquire the infrastructure from operators, and then obviously take over the maintenance like we do and lease them out. So with us, we've started to, for instance, partake annually in the annual tower exchange platform that happens every year for EMEA or Sub-Saharan Africa and Middle East. And there we've built very strong relationship. We've met people like Pula Towers from Botswana. We've met Ansok from Angola, for example. And these continue to be our stakeholder in the ecosystem. It's a new industry. There's never been many tower companies in SADC. And a lot of them more in South Africa because obviously it's a large market. But as Namibia, we're constantly talking to not only tower operators but also manufacturers in the supply chain, because it's about steel. It's essentially at the end of the day. We not only looking at SADC but across sub-Saharan Africa, because when it comes to steel manufacturing, that's South Africa, but obviously that's servicing the entire SADC market. We also look at a lot of manufacturers like aircraft warning lights and accessories like bolts and nuts that we need for the structure.